Chosen one. There is nothing accidental about you hearing this message right now. Not a second of this moment is random. You were drawn here by divine appointment, pulled into this space by the precise timing of heaven. The Most High has been watching you, shaping you, refining you, and what you are about to receive is a prophetic confirmation meant only for those whose spirit is awakened. Chosen one, you are standing at the edge of something life-shifting, a supernatural breakthrough, a divine wealth transfer, a release that has been stored up for you through seasons of obedience, warfare, and quiet faith. And heaven is whispering, you passed the test. There is a reason your spirit has been feeling the pressure, the stretching, the inner trembling. Before God elevates, He evaluates. Before He pours out abundance, He proves the vessel. Just as Scripture says, to whom much is given, much will be required. And today heaven has decided you are worthy of more. Anointed one. Breathe for a moment. Let your heart become still. You are stepping into a spiritual atmosphere where revelation becomes reality, and what God is about to unfold will shift your life forever. Stay here, lean in. Your divine confirmation is about to begin. Chosen one, before you can understand what heaven is releasing into your life right now, you must first recognize the season you just walked through, a season that looked ordinary on the outside, but was sacred and transformative in the spiritual realm. You didn't know it then, but every moment of heaviness, every silent night, every unanswered prayer, every shift in your relationships, every unexpected loss was part of a divine examination crafted specifically for you. God did not test you with loud signs or dramatic warnings. He tested you quietly, in the corners of your life no one else could see, in the private battles where only your spirit and heaven bore witness. And while you felt overwhelmed, confused, or forgotten, heaven wasn't absent. Heaven was observing. God was measuring your endurance, your posture, your loyalty, your heart. The test was never about what you went through. It was about who you became while you were going through it. It was about whether you would remain faithful without applause, whether you would hold on to peace when chaos surrounded you, whether you would choose integrity even when betrayal stung your heart. I know this season intimately because I, too, have walked through moments where everything familiar collapsed, where prayers seemed to dissolve into silence, where love felt one-sided, where clarity was replaced by fog. And yet, like you, I kept moving without realizing that every step forward was marking me as faithful in the eyes of heaven. Chosen one, you didn't survive that season by accident. You survived because your spirit refused to surrender. You endured disappointment without letting bitterness define you. You continued praying even when you felt spiritually empty. You forgave when you had every reason to close your heart. You chose humility when pride would have been easier. You stayed aligned even when the path made no sense. Heaven saw all of it. Heaven documented all of it. And while you felt like nothing was changing, everything was changing. You were proving that your character could handle the weight of your calling. You were proving that your obedience could withstand pressure. You were proving that your heart was ready for the blessing, the responsibility, the influence, and the divine transfer that God has been preparing for you. This was not a small test. This was not a simple inconvenience. This was a spiritual qualification, and chosen one, you passed it. Now, something has begun to shift in your atmosphere. Maybe you felt a strange calm that doesn't match your circumstances, or a gentle clarity rising in moments where you used to feel confusion. Maybe you've noticed that some people no longer resonate with your spirit, or that your discernment has sharpened beyond your understanding. Maybe you've sensed that something bigger is approaching, something you cannot explain but deeply feel. That is the evidence of elevation. That is the first sign that heaven's trust in you has increased. And when God trusts you more, He begins preparing you for more. He expands your capacity before He expands your blessing. He strengthens your inner world before He shifts your outer world. He strips away what cannot go with you, so He can release what was meant for you. Your spirit knows this. Your soul has felt this. You are not imagining the change. You are stepping into it. Chosen one. You didn't just endure a difficult season. You emerged from it qualified. You came out of it refined. You rose from it spiritually awakened. And now, heaven is aligning you with a supernatural promotion and a divine transfer reserved only for those who have proven faithful in both silence and storm. Chosen one, now that heaven has confirmed your faithfulness, something sacred has begun shifting beneath the surface of your life. Something you may have felt but could not explain. When God elevates someone, the elevation does not always announce itself with fireworks. Sometimes it arrives quietly, like a whisper that grows stronger day by day. Sometimes it starts as a subtle awareness that you are no longer who you used to be. And whether you've realized it or not, you have stepped into that transformation. There is a reason you have recently sensed a new clarity forming in your spirit. A reason your discernment has sharpened. A reason certain people feel different to you now. Their intentions more obvious. Their presence heavier or lighter, depending on their purpose in your life. When heaven increases its trust in you, your spiritual senses expand. Not because you asked, but because you became ready. Anointed one, this is why confusion has begun to lift. The fog that once clouded your decisions has started to break apart. You see through situations faster. You catch warnings quicker. You feel spiritual danger before it arrives. This is not paranoia. This is divine insight. God has widened your vision because where He is sending you requires sharper awareness. And with this new level comes a peace that cannot be explained. You survived storms that should have broken you, and yet here you are, grounded, steady, anchored in a stillness that does not match what you walked through. That peace is evidence. Evidence that your spirit has matured. Evidence that heaven recognizes your stability. Evidence that God can now assign more weight to your life, because you are no longer shaken by temporary chaos. But let me tell you something deeper, something I learned through my own journey. When God begins trusting you with more, the first thing He does is remove what cannot go with you. That's why certain doors closed without warning. That's why certain friendships began to fade. That's why partnerships stopped flowing. It wasn't rejection, it was preservation. Chosen one. God pruned your environment because elevation requires purification. If He had allowed everyone to stay, some would have contaminated the blessing, some would have drained the breakthrough, some would have sabotaged what God is preparing to transfer into your hands. You may not have understood the separation when it happened, but now heaven is giving you revelation. God removed them because His trust in you increased. And the increase of trust doesn't come in silence. It comes with signs, unmistakable spiritual signs. You feel a deeper pull toward your calling. You sense a seriousness growing inside you. You no longer tolerate what you used to entertain. You don't chase validation. You don't need applause. You walk differently. You speak with more intention. You carry yourself with quiet authority. That authority didn't appear randomly. It was bestowed. Heaven placed weight on your spirit because your next chapter requires a version of you that is bold, decisive, deeply aligned, and spiritually charged. And here is the part many people overlook. When God elevates your spirit, He also elevates your capacity to receive. This is why opportunities that once seemed too big now feel attainable. Why blessings that once felt out of reach now feel natural? Why the idea of abundance no longer intimidates you? Chosen one, this is the beginning of the divine transfer. God is shifting wealth, influence, and spiritual authority into the hands of those he can trust, and you have proven yourself trustworthy. Everything in your atmosphere is adjusting to match the level heaven has moved you to. You are stepping into a supernatural promotion, and nothing in your life will remain the same. Chosen one, now that heaven has elevated your spirit and expanded your discernment, you are entering a phase that very few people ever experience consciously, a phase where the spiritual and natural realms begin to overlap in your daily life. This is the stage where God starts revealing not just who you are, but why you are. You may have noticed recently that your inner world is shifting more rapidly than your outer world. Your thoughts are becoming more aligned. Your intuition is becoming louder. Your spirit is becoming more sensitive to energy, environments, and intentions. This sensitivity is not weakness. It is your new spiritual equipment. It is heaven confirming that you have matured to a level where divine instruction can now flow to you without interference. But with this elevation comes something else, a deeper awareness of purpose. You may feel a pull inside you, like something is calling your name from ahead. You may feel restless, even in moments of calm, as though your spirit knows there is movement coming. You may find yourself uninterested in old habits or conversations because your soul no longer resonates with anything that drains your light. This internal shift is God redirecting your path. When heaven elevates a chosen one, the first sign is internal discomfort with anything beneath your new level. What once entertained you now feels empty. What once distracted you now feels pointless. What once hurt you no longer affects you the same way. These shifts are not emotional, they are prophetic. They are signals that God is preparing you for divine assignment and supernatural responsibility. Anointed one, here is a truth many people never understand. Before God gives you influence, He strengthens your identity. Before He gives you resources, He refines your character. Before He gives you territory, He sharpens your discernment. And you, chosen one, have entered the stage where your identity is becoming unshakable. The old insecurities, the old self-doubt, the old fears, they are losing their grip on you because they cannot survive in the realm you are rising into. This is why your confidence has started to feel different. It is quieter, calmer, more grounded. It is coming from your spirit now, not your ego. It is the kind of confidence that doesn't need to prove itself because it knows it was chosen, called, and appointed by God. You may also notice that your environment is shifting in subtle ways. Conversations feel more meaningful. Opportunities you didn't seek begin to approach you. People who carry wisdom or spiritual maturity feel drawn to you. This is not coincidence, it is alignment. Heaven is rearranging your surroundings so your external world can match your internal elevation. Every divine assignment requires divine relationships, and God is bringing those into your life now. The people entering your path in this season are not random. Their spirits recognize your spiritual rank. You will feel a sense of familiarity with them, as though your souls have met before, because destiny connections always carry a spiritual signature. But with alignment comes separation. And the truth is, some people around you will become uncomfortable with your growth. Not because you've done anything wrong, but because elevation exposes misalignment. Some will distance themselves. Some will misunderstand you. Some will project their fears onto you. And that is okay. Let them go with grace. You are not rising to hurt anyone. You are rising because heaven said, "It is time." Your light is increasing, and not everyone can handle a brighter atmosphere. Chosen one. The reason this season feels so intense is because you are no longer living from your old identity. You are stepping into your anointed identity, the version of you that is equipped for impact, authority, abundance, and spiritual influence. This version of you is not timid. This version of you is not confused. This version of you is awakened. And this awakening is the doorway to the supernatural transfer God has prepared for you. Everything in your spirit is signaling that you are on the edge of manifestation. The shift you feel is not the end of something, it is the beginning of everything heaven has promised. Chosen one, as you move deeper into this season of divine elevation, you must understand something that every spiritually mature warrior eventually learns. Elevation is never quiet in the unseen realm. When heaven acknowledges your growth, hell notices too. When God increases his trust in you, the enemy increases its attention on you. Not because you are weak, but because you have become spiritually dangerous. The enemy does not react to people who are stagnant. It reacts to people who are rising. And make no mistake, you are rising. Your spiritual rank has increased, your authority has expanded, and your presence now carries a weight that disrupts darkness without you even speaking a word. That is why, recently, you may have felt sudden waves of resistance, moments of heaviness, fatigue, irritation, doubt, or confusion that seem to come out of nowhere. This is not a sign that something is wrong. It is a sign that something is right. It is a sign that the enemy has sensed your elevation and is scrambling to slow you down before you fully step into the supernatural transfer God has prepared for you. But hear me clearly, anointed one. The enemy only attacks what it fears, and it fears you because you have survived everything that was sent to destroy you. It fears you because you no longer fall for the same traps, the same temptations, the same emotional triggers. It fears you because your discernment has grown sharper, your faith has grown deeper, your spirit has grown stronger. You have become someone who is no longer easily manipulated, easily distracted, or easily shaken. And that terrifies the kingdom of darkness. Recently, you may have found yourself battling 3 specific kinds of spiritual pressure: emotional agitation, relational disruption, and mental interference. Emotional agitation shows up as sudden irritation, unexpected sadness, or feeling overwhelmed by small things. This happens because your spirit has risen to a higher frequency, and anything not aligned with that frequency creates friction. Relational disruption shows up as misunderstandings, shifting dynamics, people withdrawing, or truth being revealed in people's behavior. This is heaven, exposing hidden intentions and removing individuals who cannot accompany you into your next chapter. And mental interference shows up as intrusive thoughts, doubt about your progress, fear about the future, or confusion about decisions. This is the enemy attempting to pull your mind out of alignment because it cannot touch your spirit. But here is the truth the enemy doesn't want you to know. These attacks are not evidence of defeat, they are evidence of elevation. The pressure you feel is a sign that you have already crossed into new spiritual territory. The resistance is a sign that heaven's hand is on your life more visibly than before. And the tension is a sign that you are standing at the threshold of a supernatural breakthrough that cannot be stopped. God has already sealed your victory. The spiritual transfer is already in motion. The blessing has already been assigned to your name. The enemy is not attacking your present. It is panicking about your future. Chosen one, you must remember that your elevation was not given to you lightly. Heaven watched your integrity in secret. Heaven witnessed your discipline in silence. Heaven recorded your obedience when no one was applauding. That is why the enemy cannot undo what God approved. What heaven has written, hell cannot erase. What God has opened, no adversary can close. What has been promised to you will manifest in the physical. not because you are perfect, but because you remained faithful. So do not fear the resistance. Do not doubt the path. Do not shrink under pressure. You are stepping into a level of divine authority that few ever reach. And this pressure is simply the sound of chains breaking, gates opening, and destiny unfolding. You are not breaking down, you are breaking through. Chosen one, now that you understand why the resistance intensified, why certain relationships shifted, why the atmosphere around you has felt different, you must learn how to carry this new level of divine trust. Elevation is not just a moment, it is a mantle. And once heaven places a mantle on your life, everything about the way you walk, think, speak, and respond must evolve. You are no longer operating from the level you once knew. You are moving as someone whom God Himself has approved, someone who has passed spiritual examinations that many never recognized they were taking. With this mantle comes responsibility, not the kind that burdens you, but the kind that expands you. The first thing you must understand is this: you cannot shrink back into who you used to be. The version of you that survived the test is not the version meant to inherit the blessing. Elevation demands transformation. You must begin to carry yourself as someone heaven can trust, with your words, with your decisions, with your energy, with your purpose. You can no longer respond emotionally to every situation. You can no longer entertain conversations that drain your spirit. You can no longer make decisions from fear, insecurity, or past wounds. Your elevation requires spiritual discipline. Your mantle requires alignment. Anointed one, at this level, your relationship with God must deepen. Prayer is no longer a routine, it becomes communication. Discernment is no longer optional, it becomes essential. Silence is no longer emptiness, it becomes instruction. God will begin speaking to you in subtler ways, through intuition, timing, symbols, shifts in atmosphere, and an internal knowing that bypasses logic. You must learn to trust that inner voice, because it is not just intuition anymore, it is divine guidance. When God trusts someone with more, He begins leading them differently, and you have entered that level now. You must also learn to protect your spirit with intention. Not everyone can have access to the new you. Some people were part of your lesson, but cannot be part of your destiny. Some relationships were meant to shape you, not follow you. And some environments can no longer hold your anointing. Do not force what God has released. Do not cling to what God has separated. Letting go is not loss, it is alignment. Your future requires space, and heaven has already begun clearing the path ahead of you. Chosen one. This new level also requires emotional mastery. You cannot carry divine trust with unstable emotions. You must learn to pause before responding, to breathe before reacting, to examine before engaging. The enemy's only remaining strategy is to agitate your emotions, because your spirit is too strong to attack directly. But you will not fall for that again. You have grown past the traps that once pulled you down. You see more. You feel more. You know more. And wisdom will become your shield. At this level, humility becomes your anchor. Not humility that diminishes your worth, but humility that acknowledges your source. Everything you carry comes from God. Every blessing assigned to you reflects His timing, not your effort alone. Walk confidently, but walk surrendered. Move boldly, but move in obedience. Speak with authority, but speak with grace. And finally, you must prepare. Because God does not elevate someone without assigning a new mission. There is work ahead of you: impact, influence, healing, leadership, creation, expansion. Doors will open that once seemed unimaginable. Opportunities will arise that feel tailor-made for your calling. Your voice will carry weight. Your presence will shift atmospheres. Your vision will sharpen. You will begin to understand why you endured so much, why the test was so intense, why the separation was necessary, why the refinement was painful. Chosen one, you are ready. Heaven has confirmed it. Your name has been elevated in the spiritual realm, and now earth will witness what heaven has already decreed. Walk forward with courage. Walk forward with clarity. Walk forward with divine authority. Your next chapter is not just beginning. It has already been written, sealed, and released. Step into it. Chosen one, if you are still here in this moment, it is because your spirit has recognized truth long before your mind could process it. You have not just listened to a message, you have stepped into a divine confirmation. Heaven has marked this as your Kairos moment, your appointed time, the threshold where old battles end and new authority begins. Anointed one, God's trust in you has not simply increased, it has activated a supernatural transfer already set in motion. What was held back is being released. What was delayed is accelerating. What was hidden is coming into sight. You are standing in the doorway of a chapter designed specifically for the strength you proved, the faith you maintained, and the purity you protected when no one was watching. As you leave this message, carry this truth. You are no longer walking as the version of yourself that entered this video. You are walking as one entrusted, one elevated, one spiritually licensed to move into realms your old self could not access. Guard your peace, protect your anointing, walk with intention. Let gratitude guide your steps, for manifestation is already unfolding around you. If this word resonated deeply, comment 999 as your declaration of completion and alignment. Subscribe if you feel led to remain under this prophetic covering, and share this message with another chosen one who needs confirmation. Go forth in strength, in clarity, and in divine confidence. Your elevation is sealed, your transfer is active, and your next chapter has already begun.